Did you see my dog Jimmy then urinating on a rock? That's his comment already. First bit of heckling this morning. This beautiful view here is probably a little bit more pleasing on the eye, isn't it, than the usual face to face. So you're very welcome. I've brought you to Gralha beach this morning a little bit ahead of time, so we'll keep the stream open and ready to receive anybody who wants to have a midday moment this morning / afternoon. And the great thing is, if you don't want to hear me, you can just turn off the volume and you can just have this lovely view, and I'll keep out the way. I'll just maybe have the brim of my hat in the shot so that you know I'm still here and haven't passed out. So I come with great news and great views. You can see the view already. This is Gralha beach near San Martino de Porto. Slightly moody day. It's been beautifully sunny, and we are now occluded metaphorically in the sky. These are like the passing clouds of thoughts that might occlude an otherwise clear mind, which is a motif and a reference, a metaphor we often return to here. The idea being that at midday we allow the clouds to go on their own sweet way, and we perhaps identify more with the blue sky and the consciousness, the universe behind the clouds, than the specifics of the clouds. Same with the waves here. The waves are crashing on the beach, and these are perilous waves. People lose their lives along this coast by underestimating the power of these Atlantic waves. And above me are rocks. There are signs up to say that there are rock falls here, and I mean, it doesn't bear thinking about, does it? What could happen if there was an avalanche of rocks here? So here I am, poised between two potentially lethal situations, and that's another great metaphor, is it not, of life? How we are in this moment of safety and consciousness and perception, which can occasionally be clear and free and subsequently joyous and peaceful, and any minute anything can happen. This is perhaps the most enlightened relationship to life, is knowing that, what was that book, Full Catastrophe Living, knowing that, you know, we are mortal and fragile and eternal and transcendent beyond that mortal danger and the ups and downs of mortal life. It's quite amazing, really. That in itself, I think, is a glorious perception, an amazing awareness to have, in which we can just be stunned, surprised by joy that we would be alive in the midst of all of that. Quite extraordinary. And if you're having any trouble coming away from the clouds, the waves, the rock falls of life, for a moment let's feel the weight of the body. For me, it's my buttocks are on quite hard rocks here. Jimmy the dog's here. He's come say hello. He's in his element. He's absolutely loving being here on the beach. I'm feeling the weight of my body on the rocks and the breeze on my face, and this brings us, possibly, you tell me how it is for you, these weeks of conditioning and doing this exercise. Oh, there's a siren. Not sure if you're picking that up on on this microphone and at your end, but there's the big alarm that calls us into stillness. Oh, and we've got some visitors as well crossing the screen. And let's let them just go about their way, like the clouds, the people, the dog, the waves, the clouds, everything just passing through us, passing by us, and being as free as we can be in this moment. Our minds open, not empty. It's very difficult, obviously, to have an open mind, especially, or an empty mind, I mean to say. Very difficult when I'm constantly talking and possibly triggering thoughts. But as I've also suggested here, if you can hear the words without clinging to them, if you can hear without listening, if that makes sense, see this view, hear the encouragement to be free and be in your senses. Pressure of clothes on the skin, breeze on the face, and hear the birds singing, hear the waves crashing, and don't be attached to any of it for a few moments. Ah, blessed relief. Blessed relief in these bonkers times. Olá, bom dia. Tudo bem?
Então, passearem?
Desculpa, falar pouco português.
Fala pouco português.
What a lovely exchange that was. Hi, Hugh. It's a beautiful day. It's good to be alive. Oh, what a lovely exchange there with a Portuguese gentleman. We struggled to communicate because of the Portuguese, and what did we end up with? Tudo bem. All is good, right? That's all we need to know right now. It was a heartwarming exchange, and we can come back, can we not, to our warm hearts. I've got two dogs next to me now. My dogs have come to be with me. Hello. And yeah, I feel the weight of the body wherever it's perched. Breeze on the face again. Maybe there are birds singing, dogs panting, waves crashing. Tudo bem. All is well. Please enjoy that. Make that space, make that freedom for yourself. In the intense world of the mind virus. And I'm going to do a little bit of not a rant exactly now, but if you just want to see the view, or if you just want to go back into your day with a warmed heart, please do that. I wanted to just share something with you about what I think is the importance, the profundity of being free, being still, being peaceful in what appear to be these crazy times, these bonkers times. And one way of looking at it occurs to me, excuse me, is in the same way that it's said that we have parasites in our bodies that feast on the sugar that we eat. And again, in these crazy times, we eat a lot of sugar, don't we? Perhaps we're seeking sweetness in a strange world, and we're supposed to have parasites that feast on that sugar, and those parasites make us want more sugar, and we think we like the sugar, but maybe it's the parasites in the body that are wanting the sugar because they need it to survive. And I think there's a similar thing at the moment with the mind virus, and how there's a parasitical metaphor for the mind. The mind, the big human mind, the one that likes to suffer and dramatize, loves to feast upon drama and suffering. It has its sugar. It's called the news, is it not? It's called all the messages. It's called the media, perhaps, that is puffing a constant stream of dramatic information that the worrying mind, the anxious mind, the dark mind loves to feast upon. And that's not to say, well, one approach to that is people have turned their TVs off, sometimes for decades, to avoid that. And I was just talking to a couple and whilst we're talking, let's stay connected with the weight of the body on the chair, the dog crashing into you. Let's be in our bodies as much as we possibly can be, whilst exchanging a thought or two, a conversation of a kind. And I talked to an American couple who is like, the news, let's not bother with that. And in our world, it's hard for that not to come up. So it's one strategy to eradicate it from our outer world, and that's why it's so lovely to be here. There's no news here apart from me talking about it, which is again a strange irony. which has not escaped me. But that's why we love these spaces, is it not? Is to escape the mind virus information. And we're all addicted to that, I think, to some extent. It's the world we live in many ways. And we can have that approach of cutting it off, not watching the news. And I think it's very difficult to do that in our world. And the milk has already been spilled. So you can go around avoiding spilled milk, and you can be fairly successful at that. And you can certainly stop looking for spilled milk. And I would add, we live in times where that is becoming so prevalent, pernicious, in a way that you might say the Creator is omnipresent and omniscient. It seems that the darkest part of how the human mind would want to operate is also omnipresent. And the last faculty we have of that is this very exercise of coming inside, being inside ourselves, and not being attached to the outside world and its effects and its parasitical grasp on us. And this being a great example, the sea here, I can watch it from here as a detached observer.